The best time to buy real estate was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. We officially just launched Silver Palm. It's an all-encompassing island community on the northwest side of Ambergris Caye, and we are so incredibly excited about it that our own team members have decided it's time for them to purchase real estate as well. Join this journey with us as the team members go and take a look at the different properties and decide which parcel is right for them. In addition to that, you'll be able to see the different areas around Silver Palm Phase 1. Let's go. Okay, we're pulling up through this area right here. So right behind me is lot number 21, and 21 has actually been reserved for construction. So this is where the barge will pull up with any of the materials, and then they'll be able to transport the materials throughout the entire island. But that is the specific lot that was dedicated for the barge to come up and unload. So we're coming through the channel right now, which is going to be along the south side of the property, right over here, and then working our way down. So you can see the water. It's really, I mean, really, really beautiful, pristine. But we'll go up the side so that we can see like these lots over here. We are here at the northern tip of lot 58. This is the northern part of phase 1. And we see a lot of different geography types as we go around the island over here. But right now where we're currently at is inside the Kyle Francis Lagoon. And this looks very different from what we were just going past. Natalie, what do you think about this side so far?
Much different. I really like this side. It is quite different, actually drastically different than what we just came through. The first thing you notice right off the bat, the water is much deeper. It's not as shallow over there. I mean, we're talking inches, maybe a foot. Over here, you've got several feet coming in with an approach. So if you had a bigger boat, this might be a better option. Also, it looks like the ground is a little bit higher over here. It looks like good, high, solid ground, a good limestone foundation already there. And I love the trees. The geography is really pretty over here. You kind of have these little baby bonsai trees, whereas down that way when we came in around lots 3 through 12 in the front on the south end, the landscape is a little bit shorter. It's about 2-3 feet off the ground, the mangroves and the scrub. So over here you have a little bit higher, more mature vegetation, which is quite pretty. And then you're also over here on the east side, you're closer to the dock, closer to Newtown. So this is where the boat's going to be coming over. So that might be convenient for people that want to be closer to get to town faster rather than having to come from the other side of the island. If you got your own boat or your home over here, you're already that much closer to town. So that's some of the big differences that stand out to me.
Yes, you know, I like this side, but I like the other side better. Yeah. You know, and I don't know what it is, and maybe it is because I'm not necessarily thinking boats. I don't have a boat, right? I'm not thinking boats. So for me, it's more of just like the visual of I guess the water. You know, the water is really, really pretty blue, and it is shallower, so I'm not necessarily going to be parking a boat there, right? It's more of just being able to wade in. I'm thinking like the lounger floaters, you know, like get me a cold drink, get me the blow-up tubes, and that's where I'm going to be lounging. But let's go take a look at that for everyone to see some of the differences. And then just a reminder, though, too, folks, is that we're currently in the Kyle Francis Lagoon, and you are not going to be permitted to put a dock out here. So if you are thinking boat, you can pull your boat up like we've done here, but you're not necessarily going to be able to put a dock in. And that's actually due to the environmental regulations. When the developers were submitting their plans over the last couple of years, that was one of the big factors that came into approving this property, was that you could not touch anything inside the lagoon. So just a good reminder there. But like you said, you can pull up like we've done here, or you can catch the boat. There will be a bulkhead and then the pontoon that's going to be taking people back and forth between Newtown and Silver Palm. That'll be just south of us, but on the east side of Silver Palm. So it's a lot easier access to get there. We're at the southern part of the property in the lagoon, and it looks like a little hook. It's actually not surveyed property, so this is not a parcel in front of us. It'll stay as is. But right in front of the hook over here, it's limestone ground, so you are able to swim in here, and it's like a natural sandbar. So it's pretty neat. There are certain pockets around the property here where the ground underneath the water is limestone, so you're able to swim quite comfortably and stand without being sunken into the mud. All right, so we are approaching the tip of lot number 2, which I don't know how well you can see it, but it's right over here where my hand is. And we are going to be exiting from the Cayo Francis Lagoon through the channel, going back out to the Bay of Chetumal. So all of the lots that you see behind me, starting right over here is lot number 2. We're going to continue around this little, well, we're not quite going to be able to go around the cove because there is some mangrove there, and that's going to stay as is. And then there's actually a natural pond behind this mangrove and body of water, and then the lots start behind that. So you do have a nice natural barrier between your property and also the channel that we're driving through here. Natalie, what do you think of the channel?
Oh, I absolutely love the channel properties. They were my favorite. When I first saw the layout, I was really drawn to these just because of the natural beauty. They have the little islands in the channel. You've got the mangroves, which I just think are so cool and clean looking with the stems going down into the water. And you've got usually white sand under the mangroves, and they attract a ton of wildlife, fish, little baby fish being born back here, going out to the reef, all the little creatures. What have we seen? A stingray, barracuda, all kinds of stuff back here. So I like the diversity of these little islands, and you have a really pretty view. This would be great to come swim in, just walk off into this water off your front yard.
And also bird watching, I feel like would be good here because you do have a lot of the pockets of mangroves, but you can see right over here. So there's this barrier of mangroves, and then there's a natural pond behind that, and then that's where the cove lots would be. So that's lots 2 through 8 would be behind that. Yeah, it's really, really pretty. And as we can see, it's just so incredibly different from the land that we saw before this. But each area does have its own beauty and charm to it. We are currently standing around lot 17, 18, and behind me is where they've started to work on the road. And what they're doing is they're actually digging out all of the silts, bringing it to bedrock so that they can build the roads from the ground up and have it be really, really sturdy and durable roads. This is incredible for the longevity of the infrastructure here. As you can see, it is solid ground around me. The developer is going to be filling each of the lots and ensuring that it has proper drainage. So what that means is it comes ready to go. You can start construction. We do anticipate it'll be about a year until we get to that point where construction can begin. However, they are doing all the infrastructure work at this current moment. We're on the west side of Silver Palm Phase 1. Behind me is where lot 31 is, and then we have a small cove that wraps around to about lot 42. Lot 42 did just go under contract, but even within this cove, you have different plant life. Now, when you start getting to the middle of the cove, lot 37, 38, you start to see more mature trees that are there. But generally, this water that we're currently in right now is very shallow. We're looking at about 8 to 12 inches of water, but it is that crystal clear water where you can just lay back and lounge. It's probably like bath water, really. But one of my favorite parts about this side is that we're on the sunset side. Regardless, I think wherever on the island you are, you're going to have beautiful sunrises or sunsets. However, here we're backing up to the water, unobstructed views of the sunset. And to me, that just is so unbelievably beautiful. Hey, Natalie, what lot are you thinking about for yourself?
Oh, it's such a toss-up at this point, honestly, between the west side, which we're over here now. We just came from the east side, which I really love that over there, all the trees and the deeper water. But, man, it's so nice when you get over here on the west side. You've got the sunsets, and then you've got the really shallow water that you can wade out in with hard sand bottom. It's just beautiful over here. And then you've got also some even more mature vegetation on this side, even from what we saw over on the east side. So over here behind me, you can see there's some taller trees, and I quite like this area. I like the east side, west side. I don't know. It's going to be a hard choice.
One of each. One of each.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk to the developer about a two for one special. You know, I have to say, I'm actually going to have to go with lot number 8. That at this point is my current first choice. That's the one on the channel, and I like that it has the 2 sides of water. And also with that property over there on the channel, it's on that cove with that natural mangrove vegetation. So you have a private little cove right in there. So that one is going to be my number 1 at this point. And I actually am kind of surprised in myself. I thought for sure it was going to be on the west side, but seeing that and having that little, what feels like a private beach area is something that's that's pretty unique. But generally around here, it just depends on ultimately what someone's looking for. I think here on the west side, this would be so perfect for paddleboarding or kayaking. It's calm. You have little pockets of mangroves also. So you have quite a bit of wildlife around too, between the birds and the marine life, whether it's the stingrays or the fish that are breeding. There's little schools running around over, I guess swimming around, not running, swimming around over here. But it's a really, really unique property. And I'm glad we had a little bit more time today to dig deeper and see the different areas. 237 acres is a lot of land, and it can't all be the same, and it's not all the same. So just depending ultimately on what you're looking for, you may find one of the areas better fits your needs. All right, folks, thank you so much for joining us as Natalie and I picked out our lots here at Silver Palm. We are so looking forward to welcoming you to this community. If this is a property that sounds interesting to you, reach out to us. Our team would love to hear from you and go through the options that are currently available. And let me just highlight one of the best parts about all of this is there is currently developer financing for phase 1. He is offering 70% financing over a 10-year term, making it easier for you to attain your dream property here on the water or the canal or inland at Silver Palm. Bye, everyone.